And welcome once again to the Movie Stuff Show. My name's Dan, and this is Marty.
Hit that 9 o'clock.
Look at that. We got the 9 o'clock. You know, I realized our last show was last Monday.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, right? It's almost like a 2-week. You know, we had the earliest in the week that we usually do it last week, and then it's like the latest what we do it in the week this week. So it's been a while. It feels like we did Avengers last time, and I was under the weather. I could barely talk.
Yes, so now you're back at full speed there.
Knock on wood, man. Like knock on wood. I was. Did you even know I traveled earlier in the week? I think I told you. Right?
You didn't tell me when you were leaving, but you told me when you just got back. We had talked during it, so I guess you upgraded to the whatever the international plan for your phone.
No. It's just all Wi-Fi.
There you go. Yeah.
All Wi-Fi. Yeah. No. So I flew out Sunday night. I landed in Amsterdam. I guess Monday morning. There that time. Went right to the meeting I had to go to. It was an all-day meeting.
Sure.
Dinner. It's like an hour and a half away. We drive back to Amsterdam where the hotel is. Ended up, just it's being a late night and having to fly out first thing in the morning.
So I'm sure you must have smelled fantastic. I'm telling you.
The first thing I did when I got back to the hotel is I just took a shower. Like I just had to. You know, it's just like I'm not gonna get on another airplane and not shower for like.
I must say, not disclosing too much. We do similar work. We work in the same industry.
Yeah.
And there are people I know too who do the shit you do. You know, not travel like cross country, but like come from the airports where they're trying right to the office. Like we're not. We do work that's helpful to people by no means, but we're not saving lives. So the idea that you have to travel and like.
Yeah, it's not like I'm a doctor trying to get like I have this brain that I need to transplant into a monkey or something.
You didn't have the cooler with the liver or anything.
Right. Yeah.
So I see people like, I go right from the office to the airport. It's like, why? Who gives a shit? Just go take a shower, sit down for 5 minutes. The translations will be there in the morning.
Talia's asking, why do I go to Amsterdam so much, and do I work for Heineken? I wish I worked for Heineken.
Might as well.
I wish I worked in the beer industry. I mean, I've done the Heineken tour many years ago, like 10 years ago, when I actually had time. Like, it's that whole thing. It's like, Annie asked me, it's like, Daddy, take some pictures. I was like, I don't have time to take pictures.
This is the airport. Like, this is the cab ride from the airport.
Here's a coffee shop. They don't sell coffee there.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of a whirlwind. I got back, Tuesday afternoon, and you had softball games, right? Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Back to back. Wow.
Yeah.
That happened. Did you have a rain out or something?
We had a rain out.
It was like a double header.
Next week I have a doubleheader scheduled.
Like two games on the same day?
2 games, yeah, 5:45 and 7. They have us playing.
That's
ridiculous. I emailed the league. It's like, you guys made a mistake. Yeah, it was on the same day twice. I'm like, oh no, this year we're doing double headers. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's slow pitch softball, and I heard after the 5th inning. You think I'm going to go again?
So you were the manager of the team, right? You have been for the last couple seasons, like
manager and pitcher, yeah.
Yeah, that was my role when I was on the same team.
It's so much fun.
I was in that same role. I was manager and pitcher, sometimes catcher, sometimes
Dan and I have lived the same life essentially. I was always like 2 years behind him.
It's a few years different. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Lived in the same apartment after he moved out.
Yeah. Same room. You just took over my room. Yeah.
Worked at the same company as you right after you left.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think there's a month overlap, right? Because you started in like February, and then I left like 3 weeks later in March or something like that. Like I got you the job, and then like, by the way, I'm quitting.
Like, oh, great.
But I got you the job. That's the important thing. You got
that got me
a house. Look at that. Look, you get this house. Yeah.
The house is completely unfinished. The only thing it's done right now is my office, which is just mostly
Star Wars stuff,
toys and pictures of the wedding and stuff. I don't have curtains up really anywhere else.
So I didn't get a chance. I was telling you, like, I wanted to watch that movie, and I was having issues with Netflix.
Yep.
I share an account with someone, and I got logged out. So
So
I was having issues with Netflix, so I couldn't watch the actual movie we were supposed to talk about. So you can talk about that. I actually watched the sequel to Inconvenient Truth. Did you see that?
I did not. No.
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about that. We can talk some. I think we said that you're just going to play the Predator trailer and just do
Yeah,
and
I'll
just
react as we
watch it
do. We
on
can
your
talk
end
a
and then
little
talk about it.
Rambo 5. We can talk a
Oh,
little bit
Rambo
about
5. Um, Before we get into all that, a couple things about sports,
that.
right?
Yes.
A couple of sports things. Um, I'm a Mets
You're
fan.
up and down this week because you got
I'm
Mets and Celtics.
I'm a Mets fan. You're a Yankees fan. The
Mhm.
Yankees started off so terrible, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is Giancarlo Stanton looks like trash, and this team just what's going on? They get rid of Girardi. What are they doing?" Since then they've been what 17-1. They
17.
started off like 9-9, and they're 17-1, something like that. It's ridiculous. It's
Yep.
ridiculous. It's like their best 18 game stretch since 1953. 1953, Marty. You know who was on that team? I think it was like Yogi Berra and Mickey
OD.
Mantle.
Yeah.
Jesus. And
I
then
didn't think that was mailing it. That was Joe DiMaggio, I think so.
I thought it was Man. I thought it was Mantle.
Maybe like Mantl's rookie year.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was batting like eighth or ninth
Yeah.
in the order.
Mhm.
Now I'm a Mets fan, and the Mets started off 12-2.
As they always do.
12-2. Amazing start to the season. And they are a game above 500. They're like 17-16 right now.
It took a little. It was much faster this year, I must say,
It
because
did. Oh
it
yeah,
always
yeah.
happens. The Mets fans have a good start, and it's like, oh, everyone gets all excited. It's fun to watch.
Mhm.
Because I'm like I say, Yankees fan. I have no real hatred for the Mets. I don't root against them anyway. But when they do stupid shit like bat out of order in a game and stuff like that, it's just fun. It's too easy not to laugh at.
They traded Matt Harvey for a catcher who was playing on the other team. The other catcher had to come over to the other side of the dugout right before the game.
So
Found out he's
that's that,
traded.
that's that awkward walkover.
He still had his Red Sox on.
I used to have a nice locker in the stadium. Now I'm walking over here to this shithole. Do you? We've talked about your cursed jerseys. Did you have a Harvey jersey?
Mm-mm.
All right, because you have a
No.
lot of guys who.
Yep. Not a Harvey. So I got two Murphys. Mm. Go Nats. There you go, M. Vance. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I got two Murphy. I'll give you a Murphy jersey if you want a Murphy jersey. I have a Pedro Martinez jersey, which I mean,
For a year.
fine. It's fine. Johan Santana,
Worked for a year.
David Wright.
You know,
Mm,
maybe 5 years, but still just a tragic
well,
end. My house is shaking from thunder
I
right
see
now.
that. I see the lightning in the background. It's pretty amazing. It's good special effects. And the newest one I have is Syndergaard. So I mean,
All right.
uh,
Killed any minute.
yeah, but no Harvey. I did not get the. I never bought into Harvey. I never liked him, even when it was the whole Dark Knight stuff. Like I could not like him.
There's a douche about him.
There is. I just kind of like him. But yeah, so that's going on in baseball world, and then the Celtics closed out
Yeah.
the Sixers
The
last night.
Sixers in 5.
Jeez.
Easy.
Like I mean, after struggling with Milwaukee, I think the thing with Milwaukee is Milwaukee had the best player on the court, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and when you have the best player on the court, it's hard for you to not
Win a cup.
win some, right? And I'd like to argue that eventually the Sixers might have the best player on the court, but when you score 1 point and you keep throwing the ball away, and you can't hit a shot outside of 6 feet.
I saw today. I think he was minus 63 when he was on the court. Ben Simmons. So that's not good.
And then Embiid, he's awesome and just forgets how to play basketball at some points. Like he's got these mental lapses where he's like, how you could. I won't say it's like the Dwight Howard syndrome. Like
he's on that path
but
though.
it's a right.
Yeah.
It's a little like that.
He's got to figure it out because Dwight became like Dwight was took the Magic to the goddamn finals, and then all of a sudden he just became goofy and shit, and then he just stopped caring, didn't focus. Then he just bounced from team to team to team for a while. Yeah, so Embiid's got to kind of figure it out if he's going to be a serious player or not at some point.
But I mean, they got a bright future. I think Sixers have a bright
Oh
future.
yeah, I
They
mean
figured
they
it all out.
got
I think they're probably going to get rid of Brett Brown though. Poor
their number
guy.
one pick didn't even fucking play this year,
Yeah.
because he got the Chuck Knobloch fucking yips apparently.
Yeah. But they're gonna get rid of their coach, which sucks because he was with them through all that crap. You know,
That's always
I wouldn't be surprised
yeah.
if they go for the coach from Villanova.
We'll have the Buck Showalter thing happen to him where
Yeah.
he's there for the good, he's there for all the building, and then
Yeah.
like, you know what, you're just not enough to get us over the top.
Mm-hmm.
We need Joe Torre.
Yeah. But the Celtics, man, just two things about them. I mean, Danny Ainge just has an eye for talent. Like, say what you will about him, the guy just
He is just
insane.
I don't know if he has pictures of everybody else or he's just such a nice guy that people just lets him get swindled. Essentially, it's like, oh, you want Kevin Garnett for nothing? Here, take him. We don't need him. You want all our first round picks for your fucking dead carcasses of Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett? Oh, here's the next number ones for the next 5 years. Go ahead, take them.
I'm wondering if they even need Kyrie Irving next year.
Well, Dozier is not going to be this good forever.
Rozier looks so good. He looks so good. And you know the thing about Rozier? He's got knees. He's got knees, Marty. The guy
every year in the playoffs, though, there's always in every sport there's like one guy who just kind of gets nuts, and you think, oh, this, and then the Raiders give him $25 million, and he sucks.
Yep. Just like Daniel Murphy.
Just like Daniel Murphy. Yeah. Let's hope he's not.
Only Mets were kind of wrong about that one.
Oh, we can't give him 3 years. He's going to be
I just want them to do the Costanza. Every decision that they want to make, just do the opposite.
Can't give Daniel Murphy 4 years, $60 million. No, that would be awful.
Let's bring back Jay Bruce.
Give Cespedes a bunch of money and just assume that he won't be a fucking dog like he is. God love him.
So anyway, I mean, do you still think it's the path of the Cavs and the Warriors?
It just we go through this now every year for the last decade apparently. It's like, oh, the Cavs lost a game. What's LeBron's legacy's on the line again? And no, it's all over. And where's it gonna go next year? And then oh wait, shit, they win 4 in a row because he goes 50, 20, and 10 in one game.
I mean, the Celtics having home court I think helps. I want to say they'll get 2.
Oh, they'll get. It'll
I
be a series.
think they'll get 2 from the Cavs.
They're not going to sweep like Toronto's a fucking waste of a goddamn team.
And I think the Celtics defense is better than Indiana, and I think they match up well with Cleveland. But I think LeBron and the team they're hitting a new level. Like they just looked exhausted against Indiana.
LeBron's going to go off, and one game it'll be either JR or Korver will hit fucking 7 threes.
So I think the Cavs probably in 6, and I mean.
Say 6, yeah. That's a shame though. If even just Irving was good, ready to go, this would be an epic series.
That would be right. And then it's hard for me not to say, that series is going to go 7 in the West because again, Houston has home court advantage. But I don't trust D'Antoni.
I don't trust Dan. Don't trust Harden.
Harden, and I don't trust Chris Paul.
No,
honestly, in the playoffs. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, but I don't trust him in the playoffs. So, I'd probably go 5 or 6 there too.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
The Warriors win 5 or 6.
The Houston wins games because they outscore everybody. They're not going to outscore. They're not going to outscore Golden State 4 times. It's just not going to happen. And then there'll be one game where Harden or Paul just fucking loses it.
Same thing like the Pelicans, right? Yeah. Where it's just like the Warriors just kind of phone it in, and the other team just goes nuts. All right.
I mean, the Warriors can have 2 of their guys not have a good game and still win.
Yeah.
If one of the guys on Houston doesn't have a good game, they're not going to win. Mm-hmm. They can beat, they'll beat the fucking. Where the fuck they just beat last round? Utah.
Oh, Utah.
Yeah, they can beat Utah with just one of those guys going off like they did, but you need both of those guys to score like 60, 70 points.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do it 4 times. Because Golden State, as much as they do score, they also do play defense. And they run an offense that's not just give it to this guy, give it to that guy, let him go.
It's ridiculous how deep Golden State is. When you're
It's not. It's silly.
When your 5th best player used to be the top player on the 76ers a few years ago.
Constantly forget that Klay Thompson is awesome. watching the Golden State Warriors.
Because he's the third. He's number 3 on their depth chart. Draymond
And he's like,
Green is number 4.
Yeah, Draymond can just get you 20 and 15 whenever he wants.
Andre Iguodala is number 5.
If Klay Thompson's hot, he'll get you 30 and a quarter. And then Curry just comes off from 6 weeks off and just drops 30. It's fun and it's not. I mean, it's fun to watch, but it's also like NBA is just such a predictable sport. Like, I think the odds-on favorites for the Final Four teams at the start of the year were
these 4.
These 4, essentially.
I mean, the Celtics had to go through something.
Yeah, if you told me, that Boston was going to have their top 2 players, no one would have thought that. But as long as Houston figured out how to have Harden and Paul play together, they were going to be there easily. And Golden State could have fucking walked their way to the conference finals. And at least, you get football sometimes. Every couple of years, some team comes out of nowhere. Baseball, the Astros or the Royals will come out of nowhere sometimes and win. Even fucking hockey, an 8 seed will win sometimes, but basketball is like you got the best players.
I mean, because
it's like we. This is what I hate about sports essentially these days. But I love sports, but it's every day. Like every day, it's with these 6. If you ever have a day off of work, and you're just gonna sit there and watch TV, and you watch these debate shows, it's like it's nauseating. Basketball is like a 9-month sport at this point. Like you don't even have to debate LeBron James' greatness every day. Like he's gonna be there in the finals, regardless, some way or another, and it's gonna be against Golden State unless everyone gets hurt, which they didn't happen. So they're gonna, it's just what it is. When during the 90s, it was gonna be Jordan, and then it was gonna be the Lakers or the Spurs. For a 10-year stretch, it was either Lakers or Spurs in the finals in the West. And like one year, some guy, Detroit got crazy and won. And every 20, we've been alive watching basketball since the mid '80s. It's been like 5 teams that win.
Yeah,
it's the Lakers, Celtics, Spurs, Bulls, and whatever team LeBron has been on for the last decade.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 years. Well, the year.
There's a couple of
where Jordan
teams
retired. Then Houston. Well, Detroit won
Detroit
3, right? I mean,
Detroit's at 3, so it's not like they're even a rogue team anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Houston had 2. Yeah, I mean, there's no one-offs either, right? I mean, there's no
very like Dallas.
Dallas
was good for a good 5 years. Yeah. They made the 2 finals.
The Heat had what, 2, 3?
Heat got there 4 times.
They got there 4 times. They won 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, LeBron's been to 7. He's essentially the Bill Russell of our generation.
8 straight, or 8 total, 7 straight, something like that.
7, 4 with 7 straight, 8 total because he had the one with Cleveland. Then they lost 4 straight, so he'll have 9. He's basically. I mean, people make the constant Jordan Magic Jordan LeBron discussion. He's more Magic than anything because Magic went to, I believe, 9 in his year, and he went 5 and I think he went 5 and 4. Yeah. And so, but if LeBron loses again, then you talk about he's 3 and 6 in finals. That's rough.
That's right. Yeah, he's almost better off not making the finals.
And like you think about the Cavs, say he loses here, and then he leaves. Like you drafted the greatest player of maybe all time, but at least this generation, and you only got 1 championship out of it. It's like, it's better than for a town that's got nothing. It's great, but for all the drama and all the fucking back and forth bullshit, to only get 1 championship out of LeBron James, it's like it's essentially the Colts and Peyton Manning,
Talia's saying she's upset the Raptors lost. Yeah, I mean, I'm upset too. It's so disappointing.
I'm upset the Raptors are even a franchise anymore because they should just disband until LeBron at least retires.
No,
like how do you get worse? You got worse. 2 years ago, they took their Cavs to at least 6 games.
Yeah,
and that was a better Cavs team. That was the championship.
They got swept last year by the Cavs, and they got swept this year.
They swept the last 2 years, and this is the worst Cavs team since that he's had since he's been back.
Yeah, well, since he's been back, this is the worst Cavs team he's had since he dragged those carcasses to the finals against the Spurs.
Yeah. So I mean, and you won 60 games, 59, 60 games. You retooled, did all this shit, and you don't even show up. You had a home court. It's after the game 1 loss. Like don't even get on the plane. The fucking the series is over.
That's it. It's just All right, that's a sports talk. Lots of sports talk. We don't talk sports that much, but there's a lot. It seems like there's a lot going on. So
There's always that crazy period. We got baseball's heating up.
NFL draft just happened.
Draft just happened. Yeah, then you got basketball, hockey.
Hockey even. We got the last time I saw Predators. Predators were down.
Yeah, it's pretty, they got a game 7.
Winnipeg was up 2-1 last time I saw.
Capitals finally beat the Penguins. That was a big deal. But yeah, I think the Rangers have been out of it for a while, so I haven't really been paying attention to hockey for it seems like the season ended 3 years, fucking 6 months ago.
Rangers had a rough year. Rangers and Devils finally flip flopped. Devils finally make the playoffs.
Devils got in, and then they lost pretty easily.
Yeah. They're not a good team.
Yeah, man. Mostly these hockey and basketball, they're just too long. It's like by the time you get to the finals, the season's been over for 6 months. It feels like.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. You watched this movie Anon. It is a Netflix
original.
Is Netflix original? It's got Amanda Seyfried, right? And Clive Owen, right?
Who's Amanda Seyfried, Clive Owen.
Yeah.
Clive Owen, directed by Andrew Niccol.
Okay.
Same guy who did Truman Show and remember that movie? He did The Terminal. He wrote, remember In Time? That movie with Justin Timberlake, where everyone had a clock on them essentially.
Oh yeah.
The more money you had, the more time you had, and shit like that. So he's been dealing a lot with this kind of enhanced reality, we'll say. So this movie, it's very. They don't even tell you what's going on. The synopsis even tells you it's in the near future. So we don't know what kind of world we're living in. We don't know what happened to create this, but we're living in a New York world. It's very close to New York. It's there's 20 people in this movie. I don't know. They cut a lot of costs somewhere. So, but everyone has essentially, it's essentially what we thought Google Glass would be. That kind of shit where everybody has a chip in their head that records everything that happens. And you can, your memories are files essentially. So you can share files, you can share memories with people. When you want to look back at something, you click on something in your head, it brings it up as an image. And so now the cops have this technology that they can look into anybody. You could personally share, I can share my images with you and shit like that, but the cops have complete control.
Right? They can get it.
Yeah, complete control over your thing. So essentially, we're living in a somewhat crime-free, not crime-free, but easily solved crime world. So because they started up with Clive Owens, the New York detective, and it's. You see a couple of people get, someone get shot, someone steals something, and just you could see him they try to tell a story, and while they're talking, he just clicks into their mind, finds the files, oh no, yeah, I see, you shot the guy, he didn't have a gun, and also you can click into, I can click into the person standing next to you at the time too, and see it from their perspective, and see everything that happened. Right. So apparently, there's no real crime anymore that you can't solve. There's no, it's. But again, they don't really explain why this ever happened. There's no prologue at all. They give it. They say a few times well, this was this is to keep us safe, or this was better for us. But they never say, is this a dictatorship that took over and did this, or is it just a giant tech company that did all this? But again, it's this Nichols, like you said, we did Truman Show, which was kind of him talking about television taking over our minds and our world. So this is essentially him talking about social media. And how we share everything now online, and how that's taking control. So it just takes it to the 10th degree or whatever. But so as you're going on, you see Amanda Seyfried plays this woman walking down the street one day, and Clive Owen as a cop can look at everybody he sees as they come in, a file clicks up on them, Joe Blow, scientist, does this, and this, and it's as you're watching the movie, all this shit pops up on the screen, detailing everything they've ever done and stuff like that. But when he sees Amanda Seyfried walking down the street, it's unavailable. So that's the big mystery. Because Anon, that's her code name on website and stuff, means it stands for anonymity or anonymous, whatever. And so it's just. And so then they find out a bunch of murders have happened, and normally they can just click into the person who got killed, and they'll see the final thing they ever saw, so they'll see who shot him, and boom, they go find him. But every time these 3 or 4 people in a row got shot, they're seeing themselves get shot. So someone was able to hack into someone else's mind and show, and reflect their own vision somehow. So they're just seeing themselves get shot with a gun. It's kind of, POV type camera work, and you just see a gun shooting them. So it's the whole thing is that the cops that essentially have had worked at Easy Street for so long, having all their crime solved for them. Now they have to get out there and do old cop work. But again, there's no. It's shot in, like I said, it's shot in New York City, and you and me live and work in New York City for a while. It's busy. It's a busy area. You can't just pull your car up somewhere and park everywhere. But this place, Clive Owen lives in a building where there's no fucking cars parked ever, and he can just pull into a street and walk upstairs, and there's no sense of what happened to society. Are there less people somehow because of something? Or just was this a Netflix movie and they didn't want to pay for extras?
Thanos snapped his fingers. Half the world was gone.
This is after Thanos.
This is post Thanos.
This is Marvel, whatever, in session 5, whatever you want to call it. So they figured out that they keep trying to look at, they surveilled. I mean, aside from they find out she's a hacker who has been able to erase her own history, and they find out she is a good enough hacker where people hire her to go into their minds and erase shit. So like if you cheated on your wife one day and you want to have that file erased so your wife didn't see it, because your wife can access your mind and stuff, so that she can go into your mind and erase that file without anyone knowing, or just cover it up and put something else. So they realized that every person that she worked for, did this for, was then killed. So that's how they find her. And so they send Clive Owen, goes undercover, and it's again, there's no real action in the movie. There's no real drama to it. It's an interesting topic, but Men of Seafried is just a blank stare the entire movie. Clive Owen shows emotes nothing. He's like, and there's this, the old cop. We've seen this in so many movies where it's either a face-off or anything where it's like, oh, the son died mysteriously somehow. So Clive Owen's is a drunk because his son died 10 years ago. He's got the ex-wife that he called every once in a while. The ex-wife has moved on with a new husband. So it's that cliched cop shit. Mm-hmm. So we finally, we relearn later how his son died. It wasn't even as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. I'll leave the spoiler out for that one, but it's just like, oh, okay, that's it. So as he is searching for her and finds her out, people start fucking with him. Like she could start fucking with him, so she can project things into his mind. Mm-hmm. So when he's walking around, he can all of a sudden his house is on fire, but it's not. So he's shooting at walls that aren't there. He's shooting at things, and she even goes into his mind and erases his son's memory, his son from his mind, erases all this shit from his mind, and he gives the lines like, I can't trust my eyes even anymore. So just it's very cliche. And he's like I said, there's only 4 other people in this movie, and one of them is his other old timey detective that he talks to. But then they kind of think it's weird. Like it seems like it's an obvious thing that would happen, that people can hack into your mind and show you shit, but people are not, are you sure you're not seeing things? You sure you're not just drinking too much again and shit like that? So again, and then so he goes undercover and hires her to erase a night he had with a hooker, and because he can't just lie to her because she can tell, so he has to actually go to get a hooker, and there's nudity. For one thing, if you want to just watch it for this reason, a lot of nudity, a lot of sex scenes. Okay. Seafried goes full nude a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised.
Huh.
For no real reason. A lot, one time it's just they're finally able to hack into her mind, from voyeur.
Has she not had a lot going on? Is that it?
She's in Mamma Mia. I mean, that's a pretty big fucking deal. So yeah, so they were able to watch her, and they just watch her getting dressed one day, and it's like, all right, this is very cinematic kind of shit going on right now. So
Cinemax is done, so Netflix is picking up the slack of all the show.
Yeah, so for just that purpose alone, if you want to watch it, God bless you, or just go to MrSkin.com, and I'm sure you can just see the pertinent scenes. So yeah, he hires her to erase that, and then he wants to hire her again to he bought Coke one day. He had to get that erased. And then the two of them just sit there and do Coke for like 5 minutes, and it did nothing to the plot. Just like, all right, we're just doing Coke and having sex in this scene, which is fine when you think she is the killer. But then once you get to the end and you figure out what's going on, it's like it just doesn't work to who she really is. Like she's essentially just this person who didn't want to live on anybody who like now who is just she's essentially a person now who isn't on Facebook, isn't on Twitter, isn't on Instagram, and lives off the grid type shit. So she just figured out a way to constantly. She has an algorithm that can constantly delete her memories and constantly delete all her files so that no one could ever tap into her. And so that's her whole thing. It's like people keep saying, "Oh, what do you have to hide? What do you have to hide?" It's like nothing. I just don't want to share it. Which it's fun. It's essentially
a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, but it's just essentially what we go through now. We're like, some people post pictures of their kids on Facebook, some people don't. It's that kind of decision. But they just hype it up into this whole mystery, murder mystery deal inside. And I won't give away the ending spoiler-wise, but by the time you get to the ending, it's like, oh, that's the thing. Like, all right, it's just they spend like it's not a short movie either. It's like good. It's over 2. I would say it's close to 2 hours. And by the time you get to the ending, it's like, oh, all right, it's that okay. It's like they never really explain what happens. I don't know if they're looking to make a series out of these things, but it just I don't know. It just fell flat at the end. And Clive Owen just really. I don't know. What's his best work? I guess The Insider is his best movie.
He had like a pretty big action movie, right?
Yeah. So like
children was it Children of Men or whatever? Was that Clive Owen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not Insider. Inside Job. That was his thing. So yeah, he was like, and he has a couple moments where he's trying to, he's dealing with his son stuff, but again, nothing dramatic, like nothing over the top. That
Children of Men was his. It was his. He was also in Gosford Park too.
I mean, he's done some good work, but
just early in his career, though. I mean, because I want to say Children of Men and Gosford Park are both early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, as Talia said it, he phoned this one in. I must say, like if Talia watched this, we really should have had her on to talk
we should have, yeah. I would like to have Talia on again. Every time I tried to get her on, she had something going on.
So yeah, I mean, it's on Netflix. If you're into this kind of futuristic, what happens to social media kind of shit. It's shot pretty well, I must say. They must have spent most of their money on the graphics and stuff because very personal, personal point of view type shots that a lot of movies you see don't work, but this one worked pretty well. There's a lot it's funny. There's a lot of shit that comes up on screen, which like I don't even know. Am I supposed to be reading all this because it's really like sometimes the whole person's history comes up on screen and it's small type of the whole fucking thing. Like I'm supposed to pause the movie now and read all that shit. So, but I mean, so I was bored a lot of times. I must say it drags out and there's not really a great payoff and there's no great action to it. If you're looking for that, it's a bit of a it's a thinker. It's what this guy does. It's kind of the Truman Show, for this, technology where we are now, I suppose, as far as what we do with our social media, what we do with our identity, I suppose. So I mean, like I said, I never tell someone not to watch a Netflix movie. I definitely wouldn't tell someone to pay to watch this movie, but. If you want to see Amanda Seyfried naked, God bless you. Go ahead and watch this one.
There you go. Hey, that's the tagline of the movie. If you want to see Amanda Seyfried naked, go watch this movie. All right, cool. So that was Anon. I'm going to just take a couple minutes. We'll, talk about the Inconvenient Truth sequel. So on the flight, here's the thing. I watch a lot of movies that I've already seen on the flight. And this was the only new one. So a lot of it is because I was trying to get some sleep, and I want to put something on that if I fell asleep, I wouldn't feel bad, falling asleep to. So like I watched Black Panther, I watched Thor Ragnarok, I watched Star Wars Episode 8. So I watched things that I'd seen before.
A lot available on this flight.
Yeah. So I watch all that stuff that I'd seen already. So, I doze off for like a half hour, 45 minutes. I wake up and I'm not like, oh, I'm bummed that, But so this was the one movie that was new that I had watched, and so you've seen the original Inconvenient Truth, right? Uh, what was it, like 15 years ago, something like that? Like,
Right after he lost,
yeah,
so
slightly,
yeah, 2001, 2,
two,
sometime in
probably
there.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. It's been probably about 15 years or so, and so this movie just kind of follows the after that, right? I mean, it's pretty much like uh, he puts out this movie, a lot of people like it, and then he gets a lot of criticism for it, and then you get the climate change deniers and all that, and so a good chunk of this movie is him basically saying is okay, we talked about this 15 years ago, and we said this was going to happen, and critics said this wasn't going to happen, and it happened. You know, we showed a graphic of like the World Trade Center site being flooded with water. Well, guess what? That happened. It's like we showed the streets of Miami underwater. Well, guess what? That happened. So it's scary that in 15 years it's gotten worse. It's gotten to the point where, you know, um, we don't have seasons anymore, man. Like it is
No,
it is
it's
it's crazy. Like
summer, winter, you know.
it's crazy, and you know so from that degree, it's a good movie. My issue with it is it's a commercial for Al Gore.
Yeah.
It turns into like this. Al, I don't know what's like Al Gore just. I like him. I like the man, but there's something off about him. The whole like I invented the internet.
Yeah.
Um, he likes to put himself in a position where seems a lot more important than he might actually be.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's talking about like the Paris Climate Accords back in 2015,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I actually didn't realize that he was there right around the time that that shooting happened in that club with the Eagles of Death Metal,
Yeah.
that concert. So they show like him in lockdown essentially because he's at a place nearby, and so that was like, oh wow, crazy. But it shows the behind the scenes of how he helped broker this deal between Solar City and the country of India to get them to buy into the Accords, and how he saved the day. And it's just like, oh, come on, Al, come on. Just we know you're good. We know you're one of the good ones. Um, but one of the funniest moments of the documentary, though, was being interviewed, and they're saying it's like, you know, so when did you decide to make this career change and get into saving the climate, saving the environment, as opposed to politics? And it's like after the Supreme Court decided it for me. I was like, all right, man, that was pretty good. And then just like a good chunk of people just, and again, keeping this footage in there of people coming up to him, it's like, Mr. President, Mr. President, and just like this Chinese guy's like, are you still president of the United States? And just like, you
That's got
know,
to be awful.
it's
That's just got to be the most depressing fucking thing.
um, so I like.
Who's worse? Like, just sidetrack for a second. What was who's got it worse? Him or Hillary? I got as far as embarrassing. His wasn't as big a slam dunk. His win, that was somewhat contested. Like we didn't know going in. We weren't sure who was going to win that one.
Hillary's got it worse. Hillary was
Yeah,
supposed to like dominate that. I think.
Hillary kind of happened twice actually.
I think it was predicted to be pretty close between Al and W. I don't think it was supposed to be like a blowout. Hillary was supposed to just destroy it, and I think she has it worse.
Yeah, and I think she won by more too as far as electoral college.
Yeah.
Not I mean popular, but sorry.
Yeah, popular. Yeah. So yeah, Inconvenient Truth sequel. I knew that was coming. I knew the sneeze was coming. I was trying to hold it in. I knew it was coming. Inconvenient Truth sequel. I like to watch documentaries from time to time. We watch Pills. That was one of them.
What was his big thing as far as what's What was his teaser for the next one, essentially?
I mean, that's the thing is like we're doomed. I
Yeah.
mean, showing the like rivers running through the ice caps, like just melting at this fast pace, and you know how we really there is hope though. Like some countries, especially the underdeveloped ones, are really pushing solar power and um, the thesis of if basically wind power could just power the world, right? I mean, there's these things that are happening that there's some hope, but I mean, we have a president now that doesn't believe in it or
No,
something.
I don't think it's that he doesn't believe in it. I think it's just that
I said or something,
yeah,
right?
he's
I
just
mean,
going to do whatever. He's going to do his own thing, and
yeah.
he's not going to agree to anything that anyone else, especially not the black guy that came before him, decided.
That is the worst.
So
That is absolutely the worst. It's
that's
like
oh, he was for that. I'm against it. Why? He's like, because it was a bad deal. Oh, yeah, what deal are you gonna make? Oh, a better one. Oh, okay. What does that look like? Oh, well, yeah, it's gonna be great. No. All right, I'll just sit here and burn.
so that's my little mini review. I guess we got one last segment. We're gonna do one last segment,
Yeah,
right?
we talk about dying franchises that won't die.
The dying franchise that won't die. Okay, I've seen this. I've seen this trailer. Are
I'll
you gonna
click on this.
you're gonna watch it right now?
Click
Okay.
on this Predator trail.
Okay.
Never a big Predator. Is this a complete remake or
It's kind of a reboot.
reboot?
Reboot.
I love this. Let me pause it for a second. This new thing where it's we're going to show you a trailer, a 10-second thing before the trailer.
Yes. And then it's the trailer for the trailer. It's like the official trailer.
Like, go fuck yourself. Just show the trailer. The official trailer.
Yep.
All right, a little. Oh, it's Halloween. Kids are out there doing the things kids do on Halloween. Oh, someone's opening a package very slowly. Uh-oh, there's a Predator on the box.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Oh, someone sent this kid the Predator shit.
I'm
We got a kid.
surprised they didn't put it on as a costume.
We got a kid who's a bit of a mad scientist type. I think this is a kid from Iron Man 3.
Probably.
Oh, is this the... No, it's not that kid.
I don't think it's any kid. Well, it's a kid.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, not this fucking guy.
I guess we're losing a bit by not showing the actual trailer while Marty's.
You guys can watch along at home.
Yeah, I guess so.
We don't have the rights to show these things.
No, we don't. We get in trouble when we show these
things. Peel from Key and Peele.
Mm-hmm. He's in there.
Oh, no, is it Key's in it? Sorry, Key is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No. Not Olivia Munn.
She's still with Rogers.
Oh, they broke up.
That's
the guy, the white guy from Narcos, Olivia Munn, and the Predator. That trailer showed fuck all. When is that coming out? September.
September.
Wow.
September. Yeah.
Not a lot there. Not a lot there.
Yeah, listen. I like Shane Black. He wrote the original Predator.
Yep.
So I like he did Monster Squad. Monster Squad is one of my all-time favorite movies. Iron Man 3. I think they say that in this. The director of Iron Man 3. And did you see The Nice Guys?
I did. I like The Nice Guys.
I liked it. I liked it. It's Gosling and Russell Crowe.
It's like 20 minutes too long.
It's a little bit too long, but I liked it.
And the main plot of it is a little too fucking, like, just too much.
So he's weird. About. Yeah, no, it's weird, but
it was like they were great in it, the two of them.
Yeah.
That was some of Gosling's best work.
It's some of Russell Crowe's best work, I think.
Crowe was great too.
Listen,
yeah.
I mean, I was talking about this today. Movies that I really enjoy Russell Crowe in: Gladiator.
Yeah.
Master and Commander.
I didn't hate Beautiful Mind. I know that's all. Some people don't love that one.
I hate it. I hate Beautiful Mind. I hate Beautiful Mind. I hate his boxing movie.
You didn't like Cinderella Man?
No, I don't like Cinderella Man.
Oh man, that was
I like that John Oliver bought his jockstrap though.
That was great. And you see what happened next time?
Yeah.
He gave the money to a koala chlamydia fucking. That's fun.
So
Yeah, Russell Crowe's kind of lost. He's just kind of saying fuck it to a bunch of things apparently.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
any franchise movie he tries to set up fails, so he's just kind of.
he was an Inside Man. That was that. That's
Yes.
he was an Inside Man. He was good in that. Let's see what else has Russell Crowe done.
I didn't. He was the one with Denzel.
Oh, LA Confidential is probably his best.
Oh, that
LA
but of
Confidential is
course.
probably Russell Crowe's best movie. Yeah.
But then the one with Denzel on the drugs, I forget what the fuck was it.
Wait a minute. He's in the Crocodile Dundee movie?
Oh God.
Jesus. Chris Hemsworth. The Hemsworth brothers are in it. Paul Hogan's in it. Hugh Jackman's in it.
So all of Australia.
All of Australia.
Nicole Kidman.
Margot Robbie. I bet you Nicole Kidman's probably in it. Yeah. And
American Gangster was the other one. All right, that movie was supposed to be bigger than he's been in so many movies that were supposed to be bigger than they were.
Mm-hmm. Noah, I liked him in Noah. Noah was good. Oh, he was in Man of Steel. That's right. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, his Robin Hood reboot didn't work.
Robin Hood was okay, but yeah, not really great. I never saw 3:10 to Yuma. That's with Christian Bale.
No, I missed that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say LA Confidential is probably his best. Oh, Quick and the Dead. How funny. And Virtuosity. He was in Virtuosity.
Oh man, him and Denzel have done a lot together.
They're friends. Yeah, Russell didn't have racist stuff, right? He had sexist stuff. Was that it? Like
no, I think it was just drunkenness, general drunkenness. Yeah,
I thought he like
and some violence to it. Like he would
I
get
thought like hit a woman or something like that.
No, I don't know if it was a woman. I think he just would get into fights.
Yeah.
Remember South Park had that joke about him?
Yeah, sailing around the world beating people up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was something at a party where he had some kind of racist or sexist thing.
I don't think it was ever racist. Probably, I'm sure something sexist came out of him. But I think he was mostly just getting into drunken fights with people.
Now he's divorced and selling his stuff.
Yeah, so good for him.
Good for him.
Les Miserables, of course, he was in. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, he had a very strong 90s, I must say.
He did. All right. Anything else? We got anything else? What else?
Well, we talked Predator, and now we're going to talk Rambo 5.
Oh, Rambo 5. That's right. What's going on with Rambo 5?
In the 5th episode of the franchise, Stallone Rambo daughter is kidnapped in Mexico. So Stallone Rambo, I think he can just name himself Rocky Rambo Stallone at this point, has to go into Mexico to find his daughter, and he finds himself fighting with some Mexican cartels. Because that's the new thing to do.
Not just one.
No, all the violent cartels of Mexico. So they're going to start shooting that this year. He's got Creed 2 coming out this year, which I will guarantee is going to be awful. He's not writing and directing this Rambo one. Avi Lerner.
Whatever.
So that's doing that one. So yeah, he's got to be 70 or so now.
He's got to be 70. Yeah.
And he's still gonna be, at least like Harrison Ford and those guys are kind of doing their old franchise stuff, but handing it off while doing it. Stallone is still just the star of his own fucking shit. So he's still the Rambo that's killing everybody. He almost handed off Rocky and Creed, but now I can guarantee he's gonna do something stupid with Creed 2. Just by the fact that he's bringing in fucking Drago's son to be the main villain in the movie. Or not main, well, he's in it. So I'm not sure they're going to do villainy stuff with it, but just some people just won't. I
think the war is just Creed.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan kills
Drago's
son. And then he has to deal with that, or dealing with the death.
Yeah, and the idea also that they didn't even get an actor to play Drago's son, just like Dolph Lundgren was just some gigantic Russian guy they hired. They just got some fucking big juice head from Bulgaria. I think he was a fucking either a mixed martial artist or some kind of strongman competitor guy. So that's coming out. That's coming out this year, and then they're gonna start. I guess Rambo will be out next year.
Yep.
And then Kindergarten Cop 3 apparently probably. No.
Is there been a Kindergarten Cop 2?
No, but they'll just jump to the third one.
Oh, well, that makes sense. And Stallone's just gonna take over from Schwarzenegger on that one.
Still, I mean, Schwarzenegger he's not as blatant as Stallone is with his movies. He tried to do Terminator a couple times. I think they're trying that again. So that's another one's coming out soon. And then but I mean, we can talk a little Avengers. Bring up the box office.
Has it opened in China yet?
It did open in China, and it broke all types of fucking China records.
So it's gonna hit 2 billion.
It'll be close. It's right now. It's at 1 point. It's probably right 1.4 billion at this point.
It's been like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
if that 2 weeks. It's been exactly 2 weeks.
It's gonna catch Black Panther for worldwide easily because it's only about it's only 100, so off right now. It'd be hard to see it catch Black Panther for domestic.
One more week though, right? Because that's when Deadpool comes out.
Yeah, we got Deadpool next week.
1 week of just still.
And we got Solo the week after that, and then we're into some other summer shit. So Black Panther's Black Panther will cap out probably because I think it's still in theaters some places.
Probably.
That'll probably cap around 700 million domestic. Avengers is only just under 5 right now. So I can't imagine it makes $200 million more in the US. And so I think we'll be in Quiet Place has made $162 million.
Good for it. Good for that. Yeah.
And as far oddly worldwide, there are 2 movies from China in the top 5 right now.
Hey. Yeah, makes sense.
Operation Red Sea and Detective Chinatown 2.
I didn't see Detective Chinatown 1. So
I think you could probably pick it up. I think you pick up the story. And Ready Player One, which we did, is done, quietly done fairly well for itself. 133 domestic, 566 worldwide. And so it's a little Spielberg magic twisted up and thrown on you. So yeah, we got nothing really else coming out this week. That stupid, what's her name movie? Melissa McCarthy, Life of the Parties. Sorry. And then, but like I said, we said next week. After that, Deadpool 2, of course, and then Solo. It's weird they gave Avengers got 3 weeks to itself. I thought maybe they would space Deadpool out a little, so it's not so much against Star Wars, but. Because as much as Star Wars is actually premiering tonight, I believe. So they're not hiding it, at least. So they'll get some reviews, I guess, fairly soon, and we'll see. They said the tracking's done very well, so it's not gonna be a bomb. I think.
Ron Howard refilmed the entire movie.
Oh, without a doubt.
The entire movie got redone.
Like this movie's probably going to cost more than the original, the other ones, the episode movies. That's because they had to do it all fucking twice.
Yeah, I want to see that lost footage. I want to see that the previous director's cut.
It's got 3 directors listed under it, so that'll be interesting to watch the movie and see who gets the top billing credit as director. Are they just going to put all 3 names up there? Or?
I think it's going to be a Ron Howard film.
I'm assuming Lord and Miller made some kind of sweetheart deal that, all right, we'll put your name on it and give you the money. Just shut the fuck up for 10 years. So that'll be out. So next week, do you want to do a Deadpool 1 retrospective?
We can. I have a mini review of it.
Yeah, I was watching it. I did because I was wondering if we did a full episode on it. And all we had was your 3 minutes, and you did not like it, from what I remember seeing.
I didn't hate it. I didn't.
It wasn't a very positive review, I must say.
It was not positive. And I think I'd since rewatched it and liked it a bit more.
Okay.
So we can do. We can do Deadpool 1. That's fine. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch my review and remember what I said about it.
Yeah, you're very anti Ryan Reynolds at the time.
I was. It took me a while. To, and even this new trailer, the new trailer, I don't know, man. I still don't. I remember liking Colossus, and I think that was probably my favorite part.
I don't love it as much as most do, I must say. Like
Yeah.
it came out and everyone's like, "Oh, this is the greatest thing," and nothing's ever been done like this before. It's like, well, yeah, because when you break all the rules,
Hmm.
essentially of filmmaking, and yeah, fine, you can throw in. It's not clever to throw in jokes about other movies when, all right, well, the other movies try to maintain reality of their own movies, so they
Yeah.
don't talk shit. So
If we're gonna have an episode about it next week, maybe you should hold off on talking about
there you go. We'll do that. Little tease.
it. All right.
Tease.
Cool. All right, start wrapping up. You up to speed on Westworld?
No, I am not. I'm
Okay.
very underspeed. Since I moved into the house, I'm very not. My TV schedule has not been
It's all
regulated
off.
yet.
It's all
It's
off.
it's all
Okay.
like I don't. I need someone else's Showtime password. I got to get some things going. I'm behind on billions. It's horrible.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of chatter about Westworld, like iffiness. I like it. I like it. So when you get caught up, we can chat a bit
Did you
about that.
watch the any of the Cobra Kai
I
series
did
on YouTube?
not. I've heard it's mixed. I've heard mixed reactions to it.
It's very. I watched the first two episodes because that's what they gave for free,
Yeah.
and I'm not paying YouTube Red for.
No.
It's kind of interesting. They swapped the roles essentially.
Yep. Daniel LaRusso's kind of like he's a used car salesman, and he's kind of a right.
He's not so much a jerk in it. No, that was
He's
the
yeah.
thought going in that he was going to be this dickhead. But they show him he owns a bunch of car dealerships in L.A. and he's a big deal, and
Yeah.
he's well off now. And the idea is that his kids are kind of the cool kid assholes.
Mm,
And now the other guy Johnny is training the kids that are getting bullied.
hmm
So it's kind of they swap roles that way. Whereas
mm,
LaRusso is still a decent guy, and he's not an asshole about it, but he still hates the Cobra Kai
hmm
way and
hmm
shit. So, like I said, Nick watched all of it because Nick has nothing more, doesn't have a whole lot to do anymore. So if we get him
What
on
do you mean he
here,
doesn't have anything to do anymore? He still has a job, right? I mean, he still
he
works, right?
does for a company in flux right now.
Hey, your company's not in flux anymore, right? I mean, things have
Oh,
been
we're
settled.
very,
You're
very
very
solid
stable
now.
now. Lawsuits all over, things of that nature. I like these plastic business cards you guys have now. By the way,
Woo!
very fancy plastic business cards.
We are
Um,
very
yeah,
sexy.
very impressed by the plastic business cards that you guys have now.
We're
Yeah.
very, no, not God, what was the movie? American Psycho. We're
Yep.
past,
Yep.
we're past that meeting.
Yep. Yep. My business card, on the other hand,
Oh, that's red.
right? See that? See that? That's my business card right there.
I do
So.
not, I do not have a business card. I must say, I do have I have an error judge bobblehead. Yet
You know what
I just walk around with this guy.
all right. Yeah, I was saying to Aaron, I was like, yeah, it's probably gonna be a short episode. We pretty much hit an hour.
No, we got an hour, and we started
An
right at
hour.
9.
Yep, started right at 9. So,
We
cool.
bullshit it up with the best of them.
Yeah, there you go. Just find random stuff to talk about. All right. We're gonna wrap up another episode of Movie Stuff Show. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Marty's gonna probably put some videos. Are you doing that anymore? Are you putting
Yeah,
videos?
no, I
Oh,
always put them
okay.
up.
You do it up.
The playlist of the
Yeah.
superhero stuff or whatever we do.
Um.
I have a Netflix playlist now too, so I'll add this to that.
Okay. Let's whoever wants to be on next week talk Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2. Maybe we have everyone talk Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. We'll do it as a two-parter, right? Two-part
Yeah,
episode.
makes
We'll
sense.
try to have the same people on. So check with Nick, see if he wants to do it. I guess I don't want to say our comic book crew, but figure we'll check with Jamil and Amanda. And, yeah, we'll go from there.
Assemble,
Yeah, yeah, we'll do
assemble the council.
our two-part episode. Cool, man. All right. Well, it's good to be back. Good to be healthy. Hopefully I can stay healthy. Good night, everyone.